So yeah, I got another Ford Ranger. So the reason there was a quick change between the Honda and having this, I've been really busy, focused on other things, and the Honda didn't last long, really just a few months. And the story of this truck is, I forget if I was getting brake pads changed or something, but I took the Honda over to the shop I normally go to get a service and whatnot. And there was this truck, this Black Ranger, with the grill missing, and I was very curious about it, so I took pictures, sent it to my dad. My dad's friends with the guys who run the shop there, and he said I should ask them about it. So next time I went in, I asked, and I just had to have it. This truck is everything I wanted the old gray Ranger to be. It's XLT, traction control, everything. It's everything I want it to be. It's a better color in my opinion. Low mileage on it. Really mint for what it is. The reason I really wanted this, instead of keeping the Civic, which is a lot better on gas, the Civic I didn't have that connection with. Everyone gets that connection with their first car, and that first car to me was my Ford Ranger. It was gray. I have some videos on it, and I wrecked it. And after I wrecked it, I had all those ideas that I had throughout owning it. I wanted the light bar, I wanted the wheels and tires, I wanted the lift, I wanted all these things that I couldn't afford at the time. So I went through the year, filmed with the F-150, and then I got the Civic, which there wasn't much I could film with on it. And then this opportunity came along, so I sold the Civic just out of nowhere. I had it listed for a month, and then one day, within 2 days, the guy came. Next day, it was gone. It happened so fast, and I did have both cars at the same time at one point. But if any of you watching were around when I released the video of my crash, or people who are close to me watching this who were around me when the accident happened and recovering and whatnot, every single first responder I know, whether they commented on the video or I knew them in person, or the first responders on scene that cut me out of that truck, every single one was amazed I got out without a scratch. That truck really saved me, and maybe it has a lot to do with that I became so attached to Ford Rangers. But it was unbelievable to every single person I know that I didn't have a broken bone. I just got out of that with a concussion. And I know that sounds like, oh wow, concussion, that's not good in an accident, but considering the state of the truck after the accident, it definitely could have been a lot worse. So it's a manual truck as well, it's 4x4. I don't know why I'm trying to prove it. I love this truck, and I'm so excited to start making content on it and do modifications. I haven't been making videos as much, so in the time that I've had this truck, I sold the Honda, and within a matter of 2 or 3 days, it went from sitting in the driveway sideways to being on the road. And in the time I had it on the road, I got to work out kinks. I didn't get to make videos on the kinks being worked out, unfortunately, but I think the first kink I had with it was the starter. Had to have been within the first week I was driving it again. And I got to school early. I was sitting there, just had the engine off, running on the battery power. And the truck wouldn't start when I went to start it up, because I could tell, the battery's been running for 45 minutes. I should let the engine run, let it charge the battery. And the starter went. That's when I found out the starter was weak, and 2 guys I know from school had to actually bump start my truck in the middle of the college parking lot. So that was a little eventful. But there was the starter, the reverse light switch, and the blower motor resistor. I think those are the only problems I had, where I had to go back to the shop. It was under their warranty, everything was good. And ever since then, it's been perfect, besides the fact that the passenger rear tire is going flat. But yeah, I also want to thank every one of you who are watching this. I've come a long way in the last year, and even primarily year and a half. I went from a gray Ford Ranger, I went from that, I learned a lot from that, learned a lot from having the F-150, and even having that little Honda Civic, I learned from that, and now I have this, and I'm so excited to work on it, make content on it, as well as the Mustangs. Of course, the Cobra and the GT500 will be on the channel, especially with all of this stuff going on in the world right now. It's hard to stay motivated, and everyone has their share of setbacks, and you just have to push through them. and what's going on right now in the world. You have to push through it. Look at the positive. This year's gonna be great. The long story short, I'm so excited to bring this truck to the channel. All the videos I'm gonna make on it, and you guys can see the growth of this truck. And thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're half excited as I am about having this truck and getting ready to make content on it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, drop a like down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. But who would I be to not break this truck in on its first time on the channel?